Good day. I'm Asri Effendi bin Ilyas, and today I'm presenting a critical review of a 2022 article by Thathsarani and Jianguo. The study examines how financial inclusion (FI), digital finance (DF), and the technology acceptance model (TAM) jointly affect SME performance in Sri Lanka, a timely and practical topic in today's digital economy. Here is the roadmap for today's presentation. I will start with the motivation and research gaps, followed by core concept, FI, DF, and TAM. Then we'll go over the framework and hypotheses, the methodology, findings, critical analysis, and finally, my conclusion and suggestion for future research. This study is rooted in the urgent need to support SMEs, particularly in developing economies like Sri Lanka, where access to finance remains a top barrier to growth. Traditional FI policies improve access but often fail to create real business performance gains. What's missing is the behavioral understanding. How do SME owners actually adopt and use financial tools? The authors argue that digital finance and technology acceptance provide that missing link. Post-COVID, this is especially relevant as many SMEs were forced to adopt digital channels, ready or not. This study identifies a lack of integrated models combining finance, technology, and behavioral theory. Most prior studies assume that inclusion automatically leads to growth, but that skips over how inclusion works. For instance, do SMEs use the financial tools they access? Do they trust them? This paper fills this gap by proposing a mediated framework where FI affects performance through digital finance and construct. FI includes three main dimensions: access, availability, and usage or quality. But, but in practice, these aren't always aligned. For example, an SME may have a bank nearby, i.e. access, but no relevant loan product or flexible terms, i.e. availability. And even then, they may not trust or feel confident using it, i.e. usage or quality. For SMEs, meaningful inclusion means more than infrastructure. It means usable, trusted, and appropriate financial services. This paper posits that FI directly improves SME performance, both financial, example revenue growth, financing access, and non-financial, example efficiency, innovation, and resilience. But prior literature shows mixed results. Not all SME benefits equally. This paper helps explain why by showing that DF and TAM act as mediating factors that influence how FI leads to better performance. This signals a shift in FI research from just measuring success to exploring adoption, behavior, and effectiveness. Digital finance refers to tech-based financial services, example mobile money, e-wallets, fintech applications. DF addresses long-standing SME barriers like high collateral requirements, delayed processing, and trust deficits. Critically, it reduces information asymmetry, helping lenders evaluate SMEs more accurately. In these studies, DF is found to be the strongest mediator between FI and SME performance. TAM adds the behavioral lens to the framework. It focuses on whether SME owners perceive financial technologies as useful. Will this benefit my business? Easy to use? Is it simple and intuitive? These beliefs shape adoption behavior, which then influences business performance. The study confirms TAM is a statistically significant but weaker mediator than digital finance. This may be due to factors like digital anxiety, language barriers, or lack of familiarity with fintech tools, especially among older or rural SME owners. The main takeaway is access alone isn't enough, psychological and skill based readiness are critical. This slide also reflects how TAM evolved in the study. It starts with the perceived usefulness (PU), then perceived ease of use (PEU), tested initially as a moderator, ultimately confirmed as a mediator. It's worth noting that TAM does not cover all barriers. It assumes the decisions are purely rational, but SMEs often face external factors like poor internet connectivity, peer pressure or informal norms, fear of fraud or data loss. Future research could build on this by integrating UTOUT, perceived risk theory, or trust-based models to better reflect real-world adoption complexity. This model tests six hypotheses: H1 to H3 direct effects of FI dimension, H4 overall FI to SME link, H5 mediation via DF, H6 mediation via TAM. The strength of this framework is that it moves beyond correlation to explore mechanism. It also reflects a systems view where finance, technology, and behavior interact, not operate in silos. Data was collected from 366 SMEs in two Sri Lankan provinces. Analysis was conducted using PLS SEM with bootstrapping of 5,000 subsamples. PLS SEM is suitable for complex model and theory building, especially when dealing with latent variables and mediation. However, reliance on self-reported surveys introduces potential common method bias (CMB), though the authors do test for this. The model explains 60.4% of variance in SME performance, indicating strong explanatory power. Three main findings stands out. FI directly improves SME performance. Number two, DF is strongest mediator, beta equals 0.441. Number three, TAM is also significant, beta equals 0.102, but weaker. This shows that how SMEs access finance, especially through digital means, makes a bigger difference than access alone. Also, SME mindset and perception matter, suggesting that the need for digital training and awareness. The strengths in the studies include a validated and theory-driven model, a strong statistical rigor, and relevant policy implications. Nonetheless, it has its limitation. The behavioral scope is limited to TAM, no moderation tested. Geographical scope is narrow. Self-reported data may bias results. The study could further go by testing technological readiness or comparing urban versus rural SME experiences. In summary, this paper offers a strong argument for digitally enabled, behavioral aware financial inclusion. Policymakers should focus not just on banking access, but on digital infrastructure, skill building, and trust building among SMEs. Future studies could explore, number one, moderation by industry or digital literacy. Number two, other behavioral theories. Number three, cross-country comparisons. Ultimately, inclusion is no longer just about being bank, it's about being digital confident, capable, and connected. Overall, FI does improve SME performance, especially through DF. Um, TAM is helpful conceptually but limited practically. Policymakers should strengthen digital ecosystem and literacy. This study offers useful but incomplete insights. Thank you.